Welcome to Identity Shift. Your next real estate breakthrough lives here, and a lot of it is going to live in this individual that I'm going to introduce you to, Mr. Alex Rodriguez, and his story of him finding his own real estate breakthrough. So if you've got a pen, a piece of paper, I want you to take notes, and I want to welcome Mr. Alex Rodriguez.
Thank you.
Alex, I want to jump right into it, and I want to start with kind of the before story, right? Before we were working together, before you were in the, we were working together.
Mm-hmm.
What was real estate business life like at that time? If you can remember, what did the day look like? What did the relationships look like? What did the income, what was it like?
Well, what I can remember is I spent a lot of time working with buyers.
Okay.
So my work day pretty much never ended, working 7 days a week. Whenever the buyer wanted to go see a home, showing maybe 3-4 buyers a day, maybe 15 homes in a day. I probably did the most. And my commission splits were kind of tight, right? So I was getting like maybe 50% of whatever paycheck I made, whatever commission I made. And yeah, just worked a whole ton, didn't make a whole ton, and but I learned a whole lot. That's what it was like prior to me coming to PAK.
So some of the early struggles were really dollar for time. You weren't earning the amount of income that maybe you wanted to be earning, but also you were working a lot. What did those struggles present outside of the business?
Oh man, for starters, missing my kids' soccer games, baseball games, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, whatever functions my family had, I had to sacrifice that quite often. And yeah, just working a whole ton, man.
Yeah. I'm curious because as an agent, what was the thing that was maybe keeping you up at night? Was there something that maybe you weren't doing, you wanted to learn? Like, what was the big internal,
Ooh, that's a good one. You know what I remember mostly is that I didn't want to let my broker down. I was getting a lot of deals from my broker, like leads from my broker, and that's probably why my commission split was only 50%. But what I didn't want to do is it be a mistake that I made why the deal didn't close.
Interesting. So you're working a lot, and the big internal struggle for you was, I can't let this person down. So that was the energy that you were coming from with your clients and with your overall business.
Correct. Yeah.
That's interesting. So then the decision moment came, right? And you decided to join the PAK, and I remember pretty clearly. I remember you showing up earlier, and I'm just gonna say, for those of you that are watching, Alex is he's much more polished, right? right now than when we first met, and that's all to your credit, bro. Because you came in, you really listened, and you really implemented a lot of the tools that we were teaching around all the great leaders were instructing. So kudos to you.
Thank you, man.
Think back. What was like your decision moment? What was going through your mind?
Yeah, I could say what you said is true, man. Like there was a time where, I was a lot more rough around the edges, and when I got introduced to PAK and, some of the people that had already joined PAK, I really admired and looked up to. And I remember I went to one of the PAKtivate events, and you had said something pretty significant on stage that had resonated with me at that time. And it just clicked, man. It made sense. It said, yeah, you know what? That is right. I do feel like that. And then from there, I just said, hey, I made a decision and signed up with PAK. And, I've been doing better and better every year since I've been here.
That's phenomenal. So I'm curious, what were the hesitations in that lead up moment? Because I know typically you're not just like, oh, you said that great, I'm joining. It's
right.
What were some of the hesitations originally that then maybe made sense a little bit more once you heard what what moved it forward?
I would just say the timing, man. Like the timing was, like everything was in perfect alignment. I would say that when I went to go visit you guys and seen you on stage, and the information that you guys were sharing, it just all hit at the right time. But like the biggest thing that kept me from moving to any other company was my loyalty to the company I was working at previously.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So would you say that you were almost at a place where you were willing to sacrifice kind of your goals, your dreams, your ambitions because of the loyalty?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And and it's interesting because I think that's a big thing with a lot of real estate professionals that, you find this, hey, you brought me into the business, you showed me, you showed me some things, and it's a very real thing. I've
Right. Yeah.
experienced that as well. And I think if you've been in the business for a good amount of time, like that is
Mm-hmm.
something that lives there. So
Yeah.
yeah. So let's now move forward. So you joined the company,
Mm-hmm.
early transformation. I'm talking first 30 to 90 days. Like what were some of the victories that you felt early where you knew, okay, it's tough, or it's different.
Mm-hmm.
However, wow, I'm glad, I had this victory,
Mm.
and it really started to help propel you.
Well, I think the biggest thing was definitely the environment that helped me shift my mindset and my belief system. And I started really focusing. I came into an environment where we're focusing more on home sellers and taking listings as opposed to just working with buyers all the time, which working with buyers is great and I'm really, really good at it. But coming to PAC and being in this environment with these individuals just showed me that uh, I could be a listing agent.
That you could be a listing agent.
Hmm.
Was it something where you said, I'm no longer going to work with buyers? Or talk to me a little bit about like that. Like, was there something you just like, I'm not doing this anymore? I'm a listing agent. Like, talk to me a little bit about that journey there.
You know what? To tell you the truth, I really wanted to be a listing agent because not because I was tired of working with buyers, but the truth is I was tired of other listing agents not accepting my offer.
Mm.
And so I said, I'm gonna be the listing agent. I'm not gonna accept your offer.
So there's the like one of the and if you're watching,
That's
like
the truth.
if you're
Yeah.
watching, I really want you to write that down. One of the ways that I learned that was, and it's what you just shared in a way, the listing agent is the employer
Yeah.
and the buyer's agent is the employee.
Mm-hmm.
Did you feel a little bit of that prior to joining, where it was like you felt like that, and then was it one of the first things that you kind of really wanted to cue in on when you got here?
You know, I would have to say just being in the environment just you know helped move me in that direction to being a listing agent. I don't know what it was specifically, but I remember feeling that way. Like, man, I'm tired of these listing agents, like not responding to me, maybe, or not having the not looking at the offer that I wrote like how I would look at it, or something to that effect.
Because they're looking at multiple
They're looking at
offers.
multiple offers. You better answer my phone when I call. You don't want to answer my phone call? All right, I'm gonna be a listing agent.
That's right.
Mhm.
That's right. Like I'm going to
Yeah.
determine, and the other thing is like I'm going to determine if I'm earning an income on this transaction or not, versus
Exactly.
hoping and praying that maybe
Right.
I get what you're saying, that the
Yeah.
listing agent responds to me, or
Yeah.
man, screw that listing agent. They didn't kind of.
Yeah. Did he even present my offer?
Did they even present it?
Where's his office at?
And then, well, the other side of it, for those of you that don't know the real estate game, is we still got to go answer back to our client.
Mhm.
Because what's the client thinking? All
Yeah.
of those questions, and I love this home, and this
Mhm.
is, because hey, writing an offer is a big deal for a
Mhm.
client. So I really hear what you're saying, and I think
Yeah.
there's a lot to be learned there. What were some of the systems and the support that you received that really encouraged you to say, I can be a listing agent, I can do this, I can find a way to now help a seller sell their home the way that I help the buyer write an offer?
Good question. I would have to say, just about the whole system that PAC implements, and especially with the role play, because it gave me like a safe environment to practice the scripts as a listing agent with other agents who were also practicing the scripts with me. And so I became more confident in my dialogue with communicating with sellers, and then being in the environment where we're actually prospecting specifically sellers. So that all led up to me being a listing agent. Yeah.
So role play.
Role play was a big one. Yes. Well, is a big one. I still do role play.
And tell me a little bit about that. Like, what are you doing in the role play? What's your mindset behind it? What are you looking at? Because, yeah, go role play, but I'm
Mm.
curious from your perspective, like, where do you feel like it really helped you improve?
Where did it help me improve? Man, with all the training that I've done now with PAC and the dialogue that I've learned, I can actually hear it in like other agents as they're role playing with me. Like, hey, I remember I used to say that, and that's why I was getting the results that's why I wasn't getting the results I was looking for. Because I remember saying it like that, talking like that. And now that I comprehend it better, it hits different. So it gives me an opportunity to be in a position of leadership where I'm like, hey, you know what? This is how you're supposed to say it because it hits like this. So that's what helped me the most throughout the role play. And it still does.
Because if you don't know,
You don't know.
you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So you're like, oh, this is the way I handle the objection. And you don't know that on the other side of it, it's like, it's a turn.
Yeah.
Yes, you know, and maybe share it in this perspective to help the client kind of adjust their frame of thinking.
Right.
That's
Yeah, because I think there was a time where we just think that we need the right words to say to a specific objection.
Right.
But really what it is, like, hey, if you're actively listening, you'll know what to say because they'll tell you exactly how to communicate with them.
And, you know, and then what starts to happen is then people start to tell you yes.
Yes.
And it creates a whole nother beast of a situation there.
Yeah, more opportunities.
More opportunities, right?
Love
Yeah.
it.
Raises the confidence.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
So let's do, what was the mindset shift? Like, so now you joined the company, you're working on yourself, you're working on your skills, you're, role plays, you're surrounded in an environment where people are, they're looking for sellers. Like for you, what was the day where you, because, we're going to get into some numbers and things along those lines, but like, what was the day for you or the timing or the thing that happened for you where you're like, mindset shift? I talked to you now and you're very clear. This is what's happening. This is what's going on. This is how I'm doing. What was that shift for you?
I can't narrow it down to a specific day, but there was a training that you had did and where you talked about putting yourself into the future tense, right? Where you go teleport yourself into the future and then you think from that moment. You think from there as if all the things you want to accomplish have already been accomplished, right? And so I began that journey, and that's what shifted my mindset.
Was there a belief that maybe you let go of in that process?
Yeah, there was a time I thought like I would kind of steer clear of taking listings. I would just stay in that buyer agent zone because that's where I was a beast at. So like even till today, I still deal with it. I get a Beverly Hills property that pops up on my dialer. And I'm hoping they don't answer. Yeah. Because I'm like, dude, 4.5 mil.
Well, I think what you start to understand, and for those that are listening, is understanding that you said it, becoming a listing agent. That's a mindset shift.
Yeah.
Right. Going from doing one listing to being able to do a listing a week, it's a mindset shift. The price point, it's a mindset shift. So we're constantly working in the direction of improving and getting better. It doesn't stop necessarily.
That's correct. Yeah.
I want to really focus in on some results now. So prior to joining, on average, what were you earning in a year on a yearly income basis?
On average, I would say anywhere from like 80 to 100, 120 max.
80 to 120.
Yeah.
So maybe, I don't know what that breaks down monthly to, but 5. Do you do it that way? Like monthly, here's kind of what I was earning, or?
You know what? To tell you the truth, I've never really ran my real estate business like a business until I came to PAK. So therefore, I was just working. Just working. If a check came, great, just keep working.
Really?
But once I came to PAK, I implemented the systems and the tools, like the numbers tracker. Now I'm seeing how I'm able, how long it takes me to convert my conversations into an appointment, how many appointments into a signed contract, and my income.
Wow. So you would just work and then like, okay, a check came in
for a long time, for
really?
my whole career.
Really? And so what will you earn this year in real estate?
Well, this month I am breaking through to the $30,000 club. So that's going to be the first time. So as long as I keep that going, sheesh, 30 times 12.
That's right,
Let's,
right?
let's go.
So this is the first time you're gonna earn $30,000 or more in a month.
That's correct. I've been close before, but
Yeah.
this is going to be the official time where I actually break that.
That is
and do that.
phenomenal. So I mean, you know, really, you could be on track for virtually $250,000 of income.
That's what it
Plus.
looks like. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
So what? I'm just curious. Like, what lifestyle changes does that even represent in someone's life? You know?
Man, that's a good question too, because I kind of feel like I'm still the same guy where I just like to work, and I just work and I work. You know, so if the check comes, that's great, but I just still continue working, and
Yeah.
you know that money is going to allow me to do a lot more what you have trained us to do and run our business like a business.
Mhm.
So with that money, or with that income, I'm going to be able to invest back into my business and start hiring people.
I love
into my
that.
business.
So are there things that you can enjoy now that you didn't used to be able to enjoy?
Absolutely, yeah.
Like
Mhm.
what?
More vacations. I just came back from Philadelphia, went to go see an Eagles game out there. Took my whole family, you know, so that was a beautiful thing. And I've been since being at PAC, I've been going on vacations a little bit more often.
Really?
And I bought a car.
And you got a car?
Yeah.
Well, that's
Mhm.
awesome. I got to pull a little bit, right?
Yeah.
So okay, so let's just say before that, you're 80 to 120, right? Like we're
Mhm.
you're traveling more now, you're earning more, so you're making more money in less time of working then.
Mhm. And I paid for my braces all cash.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
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 Paid for you you know, so again, so when we really start to break it down, you know, overall it's the decisions that you've made have not just impacted yourself but your families getting to enjoy more travel now,
Mhm.
right? And then your business is getting to enjoy more of your attention where you're able to really, you know, put the game plan together. And then not only that, but even your face is getting an uplift because you got your braces taken care of. I'm curious for you because I have my own story, but for
Yeah.
you, like, what does that represent to you with like being able to get your braces done and just get your you know your smile in a place where you're enjoyable, you're enjoying it more.
Man, I don't really know, but my daughter was making fun of making fun of my smile.
Yeah,
So then I got braces, yeah. But it felt good to just be able to pay for it, you know.
yeah.
They're kind of to get used to them is kind of tough, you know.
What did your daughter say?
She said I got a crooked tooth.
She did.
Yeah, yeah.
You took it personal.
Well, she kept making fun of me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
You know, it's interesting, right? Because you know, we hear things and we notice things, and somebody I would say, "Hey, Rod, I never
Yeah.
even knew you had a crooked tooth."
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
the one person said it, now it's in your mind, and I'm glad that you took action on that.
Mhm.
I highly recommend individuals that have like little insecurities and you know just oh man they're so subtle, right? Because it's the things that like you said, like you shared, like you noticed it,
Yeah.
like man, you know your daughter's kind of joking
Yeah.
around. Kids are brutally honest, so they'll tell you,
Yes.
flat, boop, boop, you know, they'll get to
Yeah.
the point.
But I seen you had them too, so it made me feel like, hey, it's okay. Get it.
It is okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is okay because when we're you know when we're working on ourselves, nobody's gonna. How are you gonna knock that?
Yeah.
You know, if somebody knocks the fact that like I'm trying to work to do better, build, work, dream, create, you know, just be a better asset to the community
Mhm.
and to the individuals that we serve. If you knock that, then I don't appreciate you anyways, right? So I'm glad that you did it. You know, I really am, and I truly believe that you know you're going to see a lot of just great success from it. So, all right, well, so lifestyle. So what? Okay, let's be real. What challenges have you had to overcome?
Um, Challenges is I think the biggest challenge was to start running my business like a business and start working from my calendar, which I'm still working on that. You know, to put things on my calendar and work from my calendar and
Mm.
follow through with all the promises that I made that I'm gonna do. You know, as far as I'm gonna do this for, and everything's most of my stuff is all work related because I really want to get my I really want to be the best I can be as a realtor
Sure.
and in this business. You know, I
Sure.
want to do the best that I can.
Yeah.
You know, so I have all these ideas of what I'm going to do and the place, you know, all the stuff that I'm going to implement. And then sometimes I don't follow through with all that stuff, you know, but it's still there, and I still want to make it all happen.
A great friend of mine, Alex Lair. I got my braces taken off.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I took an etiquette class recently. 10 years ago, Alex Lair said, you should really take an etiquette class and learn how to dine formally.
Oh yeah.
He shared that with me, right? And I was like, oh, that's a great idea, you know? And so the other day I said, finally took my first etiquette class, and I sent him a picture and all that fun stuff. And he wrote to me, I wrote, like, you told me this 10 years ago to do this. He said something like, the world moves slow or something like that, but like the ox, like, you know, like moves slower or something crazy, right? So it was like, what he was referring to is like, it's not a matter of I got to do it right now. It's a matter of it's on my mind. I'm working towards it, and I'm building towards it. So that's a beautiful thing, that you have things that you're working towards and things that you're building towards. You said treating your business like a business was a challenge. Anything that stands out to you there where now you can understand that you really do look at it from a different perspective? There's different things that you think about.
Yeah, of course. Man, it's a ton of stuff, but I would think mostly that, like the conversion rates, right? Like my buddy Jesse has always said, you know, to pay attention to your numbers, because if you don't know your numbers, then you don't have a business really, right? So how many hours am I investing into generating business, you know, and how long does it take me to actually make these conversions and to actually get contracts signed and to follow through and to earn an income, you know?
Well, I'll tell you, like, those questions are such great questions to be asking yourself, though.
Right.
You're looking at someone who comes from earning $100,000, saying, I don't want to let someone down, right? To what is my conversion rate? And how can I get better? And how can I maximize the amount of time that I put into my week? And how can I get sharper with my schedule, as you mentioned?
Right, yeah.
How can I do what my schedule says that I'm going to do in order to be able to help me flow in a more high octane type of fashion, earning $250,000 a year, traveling, implementing different iterations that are helping yourself and your family build the life of your dreams.
Exactly.
It's really cool. I think those are great challenges to be, you know, I'd rather be on that side than, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you,
when you look at it, right? I'm curious for you, Alex. Somebody's watching this right now, and they're at home or wherever they're at, and maybe they're feeling a little bit stuck. They're in a position where they're like, you know what, real estate. I'm getting out of real estate. You know, my wife gave me the ultimatum that if I don't start making this happen, then I'm out of the business. Or my husband told me that if I don't make a sale happen, that I need to get out of this business, because if not, this is just not working. I should go get a real job. What would you share with them?
What would I share with them? I would say be careful with your internal dialogue.
So would you say be careful with your internal dialogue? Tell me more about that.
Because you're gonna your identity, right? So whatever you believe yourself to be, that's how you're gonna perform. Pretty much, yeah.
For you, has there been some identity? What have been some identity shifts that you've experienced? I'm curious, that maybe you could help somebody with.
Well, first, just like believing that I can, and then putting in the work, and then watching the results come to fruition. As I say, yeah, pretty much that. Just becoming a listing agent, pretty much.
Yeah.
So
I'm curious, right? So for you, when you think back, like, what were some of the thoughts that you had that now when you look back at them, you go, that was a big limiting belief, that if I didn't break that, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. I wouldn't have the mindset. I wouldn't be building in the way that I'm building right now.
Maybe just thinking that, you know, maybe that area of work is not for me. I'm only strong at this, so I'm going to stick to this. And like, me having that hesitation or that disbelief that I can actually be a listing agent. Maybe I used to think that at one point.
Yeah.
You know, and then I don't know when it was that I broke through, but I know PAK helped me get through that, and still working on it, man.
Yeah. So quite literally, like, that's for them. This is what I do.
Something like that, yeah.
And just that moving forward, and now you're just open your business up completely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So with that, future self, like, what's possible for you this year? You earn $250,000 this year. Moving forward, the future, like, what's possible for Alex and his business?
Ultimately, my number one goal is close 45 transactions, make close to $500,000 in a year, hire some staff, and create a business kind of like how you and most of the leaders at PAK have it, you know, where you guys have a efficient running business, and you could go on vacation for 2 weeks and you come back to paychecks. Something like that.
Well, I think that over time, that as you continue to grow and as you continue to develop, and we do things like this, right? And we put ourselves naturally in situations like, I'm going to become a listing agent. We put ourselves in situations like, really, we put ourselves out there a little bit, right? We put ourselves out there, that naturally what starts to happen is that we begin to magnetize the life of our dreams. So I'm going to tell you, your fortunes are in front of you. 500,000, it's already done. That's already done, and it's happening. You've already seen it because you just said it in your mind, which means that it's already done. It's just a matter of time before it presents itself in a physical reality. And where I would be looking at is, and then what do I want it to look like here, right? And so you start to play that 5-year game, that 10-year game, that 15-year game, that 20-year game, and you start to collapse time just the same way you did. Because how long ago did you join PAK?
It's a little bit over 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah.
Okay, that's $150,000 in 2 years of a jump.
Let's go.
So so when you're really looking at this, and this is the gift. Okay. Now, with the gift, we have to make sure that we are protecting the gift. Okay? Because the ability to be able to make more money in less time that you're learning is truly a gift. With that great responsibility, though, comes a lot of great challenges, of which you've been going through. Accept it, embrace it, move forward, and it's already done. Final thoughts for our audience. Great job, by the way. Final thoughts for anybody that's watching, listening, you know, on belief, on skills, on the business. Any final thoughts that you would share with someone that's watching?
Yeah, I would just say that, man. Just be careful what you tell yourself, and believe in yourself, and make sure you put yourself in an environment where people are doing the things that you want to accomplish. That where did I get this quote from? But it says, put yourself in an environment where your desired behavior is the norm, right? So when you see people doing all the great things you want to do, put yourself in that environment, and then act as if.
Thank you so much, Mr. A-Rod. I appreciate you. Thank you, bro. That was beautiful. Thank you.